It is a proven fact. Like when you register your guns, that when you register your vehicle to the state, they can come and take it. They can take it at any time they want. You give it to them. So when you title your property under their terms, so they could call it what they want, a vehicle then, for commercial use, and then you register it as a commercial vehicle, and you get commercialized plates to confirm it to be a commercialized vehicle under your all caps corporate business name, then you have a commercialized vehicle under your business. And so you have to have that, and then you have to have insurance, and then you have to have the tags. But then, if you don't want to do any of it, they can somehow take it from you when you did not register it to them. So they can do that. You did not give them permission when you did not consent to signing their forms and registering it to them, to give it to them to control. You become the holder of the vehicle. You are to maintain it and keep it going and keep it up, make sure your tires are right and everything. You're controlled. Everything of yours is controlled. You don't own it no more. And it's the same with your home. You put it under an allodial title, not under what they want to put it under. They can't touch it. They can't take it. It's yours. And then you get a living will, no matter how young you are, you get a living will that puts it in your trust. It creates a surety that's insurance where it's in your name and it's said to be yours, and they can't touch it when you die and you say so and so gets it in your living will, and so gets it, and they can't tax it because it doesn't belong to them. You didn't do it the way they would want you to do it, so they can make money. It's all about money. That's all this is. And they take your property because they can make money off of it if you can't get it out. Or if they just want to completely seize it and that's it. It states plain and simple, only the military can seize property. Well, the only way police in the Lieber Code, the military is the only one authorized to take property. And so if the police can take your property without a warrant, and the military is supposed to have a warrant to take your property, well, so is the police. Well, the police is militarized. If they can take your property like the military can, they're militarized, because only the military can take property. But you have to commit a crime, which is murder, unjust physical harm, for using the property, for stealing people's property with, like your car, your truck, or you use your home to do evil things with other people. Yeah, they can take it. You're going to prison. They can take it. That's the only way they can do that. Over just having drugs or guns with drugs, or that's all bullcrap. There's no victim. Just because they say it's illegal, no, there has to be a victim created. Somehow, for them to be able to take you to jail or take you and put you in jail or prison. there has to be a victim that can sign a complaint form, a victim complaint form. I was victimized. I am so-and-so. The state can't do that. The representatives of the state can't sign a victim complaint form. The state has to do it. And it can't. It's not physical with a brain, eyes, and the ability to write things down and speak, or if they want to speak out, if they can't write what happened to them that turned them into a victim. That's how it works. That's the law in their U.S. codes. See, y'all need to go read the U.S. codes. U.S. Code 1, U.S. Code 1. Start right there and then read all of them. And it's going to take you about 6 months to do it. Because there's thousands of them, or over 10,000 U.S. codes. There's too many. And there's a bunch of them written in there to protect you from them. And if you don't learn it, they can do what they want to you. Just like Chile. He didn't learn the U.S. codes. Well, guess what? He's stuck in jail. Because he didn't learn that he's not an actual U.S. citizen. He did not swear an oath to become an agent, employee, or U.S. citizen of the United States of America. A foreigner has to come in through the immigration system, put their hand up, put their other hand on the Bible and say, I swear an oath to uphold the United States Constitution and protect it and defend it. And then they become a U.S. citizen. That's really how you become a U.S. citizen. And if you're born in Washington, D.C., where the United States government resides, then you're a U.S. citizen. Outside of Washington, D.C., you're not a U.S. citizen. You're an American. So if you claim to be a U.S. citizen, you're actually even committing a federal crime. You can get 3 years, or you can be fined, or both. 3 years in prison, fined, or both. For saying you're a U.S. citizen without having any documentation besides checking a box that says, are you a U.S. citizen? And you say yes. That's it. And that's where you're lying. And they got all of us committing a federal crime. And now that you know about it, and I know about it, and you say, yes, I'm a U.S. citizen, and now knowing that you're not a U.S. citizen and you're committing a federal crime, you go to prison. I go to prison. So I can no longer claim to be a U.S. citizen because I never swore an oath to become a U.S. citizen. Americans are foreign to Washington, D.C. and the United States government. So in order to be a U.S. citizen, we as an American has to go over there and say, I want to go through the immigration system created for foreigners to be able to become U.S. citizens and swear an oath of office. That's how it works. But you don't want to read those U.S. codes because there's too many, or you're too lazy and you just want to stay stupid, ignorant. And that's your problem. It ain't mine. Ain't none of these sheriffs, cops, whatever could touch you when you know for a fact and you know those codes that you're not a U.S. citizen and they're not. Then you're not in their jurisdiction and they can't touch you and your property. Or you could sue the hell out of them. I was never getting a lawsuit against the sheriffs or the cops. I would never settle. I don't care if it takes me the rest of my life. I'm going to make sure there's a case law created that protects us from them. There is no case law that was created from a lawsuit against a cop or a government agent or government employee that would help us win in any case against them. Every one of them is settled. because they don't want to go. The people just finally fed up and don't want to keep going and going and going, because even though the lawyer they got that's supposed to be there for them is even making money from the government to get you to settle, so it gets closed and there's no court case for anyone to go by to beat them. You can never beat them as long as everybody settles. So that's how it works. I already did a recent video on that and told you the 18 U.S. Code 911 and 912 states what happens if you do it. And I did find the one that says that you are what a United States citizen is. An agent, an employee, an officer of authority. You're none of those. You're not a judge. That's an officer of authority. Governor, supposed to be an officer of authority, I guess. They're the ones that are to obey the Constitution and all those U.S. codes created for them to obey. Not you, not me. I ain't got to obey traffic laws. They do. It's made for them. And they got you thinking you're one of them, so you have to obey that. You're not one of them. You don't have to obey any of that. So I'm going to get, with my next vehicle I get, because hopefully I'm going to be able to get this one job, learning how to lay ceramic tile, because this guy hired somebody new that lied to him again. Another person, he hired somebody new that lied to him, said, hey, yeah, I know how to do it, and all of a sudden turns on him, oh no, you did this, you did that. When he did it, he was projecting what he did onto him, and so I'm gonna get to make some money and get paid by the guy I'm gonna be helping, that's going to teach me how to do it, and I'll get paid in full when he gets the check. He's going to pay me out of that, and I get all my money, and the IRS can't come after me through that, because they already got me at that place, that business. I can only get $198 a week because they want that money. But you know what? I get it as a draw, so it's not seen as a paycheck. So they can't come after me. And that's how they can get out from under it. And I'm going to be able to get what I need. And I'm going to get a manufacturer's certificate of ownership from the manufacturer that made the vehicle. So it will be put in my name, and then when they run the VIN number, it'll come back to my name saying that I own it, and then they can't touch it. When they ran my VIN number on my truck, it came back as owned by All American Chevrolet. They didn't put my name or my mom's name on it who bought it to say that that's who owns it. So you don't own it. It's not in your name. Check your VIN number. I guarantee, I bet you $10,000 it's actually not in your name. So it's not your vehicle. You registered it. You gave it to the state. It no longer belongs to you. Registration leads to confiscation. Period. Look up the government's definition of a registration. That's why it's in all capital letters. Title, registration, tags, insurance, your name, all in capital letters to put together. That's their language. And they're mixing it up in all the regular, normal, God-given language with capital letters. UCC 1-201, capitalization, what it was created for, to put you under a corporation, to be seen as a corporation with your last name. Your last name has been corporatized. When you look at your ID, number 1 is your last name like it's your first name. And then number 2 is supposed to be your first name and your middle name with a capital letter in the beginning. The capital letters put you in their jurisdiction. And so then therefore you're owned. They can touch you. They can do what they want to you. That's what they created it for. And why they have you use black ink in jails and prisons and courtrooms, and when you fill out the passport, they tell you you can only use black ink, because black ink, they see you as a dead man. It refers to what blood that's black is of a dead man. Dead blood is darker. It's black. So you're dead to them. That's why they won't allow you to use blue ink like we're supposed to. Red ink, which one? The blue or red ink, they are to use. And we are to use one or the other. But black ink is used for the dead. Because that's what they see you as. A dead body. Somebody. Everybody. Instead of someone. Person, but person's not even seen as a living being. Look up their definitions of person. It's in their Black Laws Dictionary. All the definitions of every word that's in all capital letters. What they mean. What they use it as. You'll never find spiritual being in their labels to label you what they want. No. Yeah, spiritual being, that is one. Dweller, that word, because you're a dweller of the land, well, that's not in their list of labels for you, because it's a natural label under nature. I'm a dweller of the land, and I am to partake in the natural laws of the land. Do not kill, do no harm, live and let live. Do not steal. Do not hurt people. Do not murder people unjustly. Just to do it. Just because they won't do what you want. That's unjustly, that's immoral, that's evil. That's what cops do. So if I want to do what cops can do, be above the law, be a sovereign citizen, well, then I can become a cop. I'm above the law then. They're the ones that are above the law. They can sock a child. They can tase a child under 18 and get away with it because they're a cop. They're not a human being. They're not a human